I could bring some light.
All right, 5, 4, 3. Hey everybody, right now you are watching A3K Live. Thank you so much for checking us out. And if you are listening to us on the podcast, A3K Podcast, I'm your host, Sean Russell. And joining us on the show right now, we have Jameer Durham, who you guys might know from the Two Guys in a Mic podcast. He's also the voice of A3K Radio, and we're glad to have him on the show. And speaking of A3K Radio, we have a person that we feature their music on our network all the time. So it's only right that we bring him on to our live show. We have Cashamill Anime Boy. Say what's up to the people, Cashamill.
What's up, man? What's up? What's poppin' with y'all, man?
So like I mentioned before, we might have some other people coming in a little bit later of the show. We're gonna keep it a secret, but I'm just trying to make a big deal out of it. They're having technical difficulties, so hopefully they'll show up. Hopefully they won't show up.
All right.
Did that make any sense, Jameer?
No.
He said, hopefully they show up. Hopefully they don't show up. We don't know.
Honest guys, I'm rusty. I'm I'm gonna be taking over the A3K podcast for the next 6 episodes. It's something I want to try out. 6-episode run of trying to make the best possible product we can do, and then after the 6 episodes we're going to see what changes we're going to need to make. We might give somebody a 6-episode run to host the A3K podcast and do what they want to do. So after this run, David might come back, or we might try something else out. So on this episode, we're going to go ahead and start with what you've been ... also known as the Consumption Chronicles. And going first, we're going to have Jameer. Tell us what you've been ...
Bruh, it's been so long since I've been on the A3K podcast, man. It's busy defending freedom and all that shit. Alright, so while I've been gone, I had some time to collect myself, and by time I mean the Navy made me not do anything for 2 weeks, and I left and went on a journey and found myself. I've been to New York twice in 2 weeks. Those of you that live in New York, your city is terrible. It smells, and I cannot see the sun. Okay, I'm just going to say that. Twice in 2 weeks, I look up, and I can't see the sun. However, your pizza is amazing. Keep up with that. And Harlem, y'all stay gold. Got back, started watching some anime because that's all I've really been doing since Michael's job has decided they are the slowest people in the history of hiring processes. I mean, my God. I have 2 episodes to catch up on with Soma. I've been ingesting in bits and pieces Orange is the New Black because I cannot watch that show past 5 episodes. It gets to me on a real level. It hurts a little bit.
Brings back memories?
Yeah, there's some episodes that are really lighthearted and funny, and then it's like the show just decides, like, nah, this episode's not going to be lighthearted and funny. We're going to go back to some backstory stuff with some of the characters, and it gets really real, and I'm like, ooh, good lord, I'm going to play some FIFA. Get that out of my mind. I started while I was in New Jersey. I actually went to KCON with one of my friends. It's the same woman who gave me most, if not all, of the music for the K-pop block. Her name's Cassandra. I went there and spent some time with her. She's my best friend in the whole wide world besides Michael. She's like my female Mike. And she turned me on to Charlotte, one of the newer series that came out. I believe it's this past season. We watched 2 episodes, as anime fans are prone to do at 4 o'clock in the morning when you've ingested too much tequila. And we watched Charlotte, and it was pretty good. The first episode kind of stayed with me. I really want to go check out more of it, but I feel that if I watch too much stuff at the same time, I forget about some series, so I've just kind of put it to the wayside. That and Gangsta. We watched the first 3 episodes of Gangsta. It was pretty good. Yes, Gangsta. Yeah. Pretty good. Besides that, I have been playing the Black Ops 3 beta, which is actually it's surprisingly decent. I'm not a huge COD fan, but I do enjoy a good shooter. And I'm trying to study to take my petty officer's exam next month so I can get my extra $250 from the Navy. So, wish me luck on that. If I fail, I don't have to wait like another month. So. And lastly, the A3K radio. Lord, you people. The maintenance that has to be done on managing a 950-song radio station to make sure that everything stays fresh so that I don't get comments saying, hey, how come this song is played only played once every 3 days. I love this song. Or like, well, that's because the radio station decides what stuff to play at random, and I don't have control over that. But I do try to ingest new songs in every 2 weeks so that everybody can get their fix. But as of right now, it's going to stay the way it is block-wise. So, like I say on the ads that run at least 20-something times a day, if you have anything to tell me or us, shoot it to us on the Facebook page because I do read that stuff. Or the email.
Yes, for those of you who use Facebook, facebook.com/anime3000 and the email contact at anime3000, and definitely check out. And what's the website for A3K Radio, Jameer?
The website for A3K, well, it's actually the anime3000.com website. Because the widget comes up. If you want the actual radio site, I believe it's Anime3000.
No. We want them to go to anime3000.com. I just wanted to.
Yeah, it's Anime.
Say it.
Yeah, it's Anime3000.com.
I know the website. Anime3000.com/A3K Radio. So check that out.
Yeah.
And while that was going on, we have Cody Byer, who's joining us as well.
I am late. I was supposed to be here on time, but then I went to go get food, and every single place I got food from 2 different places, and both of them had problems. And what was supposed to be a 10-minute trip took several.
That reminds me, Cody, I went to Baltimore this weekend too.
You poor bastard.
I know. You have a nice city. I was in Bethesda.
No, we don't.
I was in Bethesda.
Don't lie to the people.
It's all right.
It is nice in this one little area where the harbor is, and then it's just shit. You can tell, too, you're getting farther away from the harbor. It's like, suddenly the windows are barred.
Is that the one by Woodrow Wilson Bridge?
I don't know the names.
I passed by it, and I was like, that's beautiful, and then tree.
All right. You two get a room. We have Frank E. Max, who's joining us as well. Hello. Say hello to the people, Frank.
What's up, people? Earthlings.
And for those of you guys who are in this room, we have Cashamill Anime Boy. He's been on our network, and we played a lot of his music. We did a video interview with him. He was kind enough to join us this week because he's a huge anime fan, as his name kind of gives you a clue.
Kind of throws it in there. Yo.
So on that note, I'm going to allow our guests to tell us what you've been ... and what have you been playing, what have you been watching, what have you been up to. You, Cashamill.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right. Like I was telling you, before the show started, it needs to be like more of a source, I guess, where people can find where besides conventions, but online, like you can find people who are actually into the culture the way we're into the culture. And you can't use Instagrams because that's hard to find because if you click a tag, you probably might see a girl in the bathroom, something like that. I'm saying if you you can't go on Tumblr. Sometimes Tumblr, your feed on Tumblr, you cannot have that in Borders or Barnes and Noble. RP Borders, but Barnes and Nobles, because if somebody sees what's on your feed, you might get kicked out of that. But it's this app that's been popping for I don't know if it's been popping for a while or it's just started, but it's called Amino. I don't know if anybody knows what it is. Yeah, that Amino.
I know Anime Amino. That's how I actually get some of my YouTube views.
Yeah. Amino, that thing is dope. You know what I'm saying? It's real dope. It's the respawn time, the response it's amazing. Come you'll post something, you'll have you'll be like, well, I think people haven't checked out this anime or checked this anime out. Like for instance, okay, look, I'm gonna go right here real quick inside of here so you can see what I'm talking about. A lot of people who's on here, you could tell that they're kind of, I'm not saying they're young, but you could say they never checked out the classics before, like the classic anime and stuff like that. So I was kind of posting stuff about older stuff like Fist of the North Star, Amon, Apocalypse, Devilman, Ninja Scroll Resurrection, stuff like that. And then people was looking at me weird. They didn't even know what Speed Grafter was. I was like, well, that's not really that old, but they didn't know what Speed Grafter was, and they didn't know what Karas was and stuff like that. So I was posting a couple of things, but the response time of people just responding instantly, it's amazing. It's like the culture actually is alive on there because they even have things that they'll post about. I I guess it's some bill that recently got passed. I didn't even know that got passed about anime is about to be censored. It's going to be censored. Like certain people are not going to be able to watch it, or certain people who cosplay or certain people who download certain things will get fined for that. And they posted right on here, which the girl she just wrote like a huge paragraph about it, and I was reading it, and I want to know, have y'all heard about that, like the whole sponsorship stuff too, about anime stuff like that?
Well, let's do this because I think that's a good topic to jump on. And what was that website or the app again? Before we're gonna go through the rest of the panel, and then we might jump onto that topic. So what was that app again?
It's a Amino. It's a AMINO, but I got Anime Amino, and I don't got the cosplay Amino because I don't cosplay, but I got the video game Amino and the music Amino. So I got those two.
So Anime Amino, like amino acid, I actually looked. It is on the iOS as well as the Android, so definitely check that out. It's been endorsed by both Cashamill and Frank. And since I just said your name, Frank, what have you been dotting?
Well, what I've been dotting, as you all know, once upon a time before AW Brawler, I was known as Pokemon Guy X and dominated the Pokemon thing. Right. I've been coming out of retirement and getting back into that, and I've even been uploading more YouTube videos. Like my most recent one is one just about the origins of the names and designs of some Pokemon. So I'm getting back into that and been playing a lot of Shin Megami Tensei and just really catching up on some of the Fairy Tail episodes I missed. And Tribe Cool Crew. I'm gonna tag that every time I get a chance. Tribe Cool Crew. Watch that show.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Frank. If I ever watch Tribe Cool Crew in my entire life, it will be because of you. And I will come on this podcast if it's within the next 6 episodes, I will devote a segment in honor of you because you say Tribe Cool Crew so many times. I'm thinking it's Splatoon.
I demand to know Cody's opinion of it.
And with that, it is Cody's turn. So Cody, what have you been dotting with the optional response to Frank?
My opinion of what? Tribe Cool Crew or Splatoon?
Both of them.
I have no interest in ever watching Tribe Cool Crew in my life. As for Splatoon, it's a fantastic game and everyone should get it. Anyway, what have I been doing? Well, I've been working hard, working on a lot of stuff.
Buy my book.
Now he actually has a book.
It's official.
Buy my book.
This has been taking up a lot of my time, and it's finally ready. It's going to be going on sale, and I'll be talking more about that in the takeaway. But yes, Cloud Scratcher, finally, a print book, Volume 1, now on sale.
And are you going to be selling autographed versions of the book?
I can't unless you want to send it to me because it's done on print on demand. So it's a site called Indie Planet. So it will the announcement officially goes up tomorrow on the Cloud Scratcher website. But if you go to Indie Planet now, it's there to buy if you want to get it early. Exclusive for all the 2-3 people who care. That has been consuming my time. Just because we got like 3 proofs and they had all these errors in them, and so finally got a copy that is good. So it's like finally we can. I have been working on getting this book ready for a couple years. Because if anybody's ever checked out my comic, it's basically the entire first episode, the first 4 chapters, and I've totally gone over all the artwork. I have fixed any drawing errors or whatever you want to call them. I have reworked the coloring entirely. It's completely remastered, chapters 1 through 4. Y'all should check it out. Otherwise, my free time has mostly been the occasional bit of Smash Brothers.
And indoor.
And I've been getting a bunch of amiibos, and I've been training them. It's been fun as hell. It's super fucking fascinating how those things learn. I actually have amiibos doing a match behind me. Just train them.
And I ask which ones are doing the match.
And I also, where is it? Is it back here?
Where are you, damn it?
Hold on one second. Also, I've been doing this.
What did I do with it?
Because I like to hold things up to the camera to advertise them to people because I am a shill and a whore. I got this in my last trip to New York. I have Nintendo World Kirby Triple Deluxe. Fan-fucking-tastic game. And as I said on Twitter, we now confirm, y'all can debate whether who would win in a fight, Goku or Superman, but now it is confirmed, no matter who would win in the fight, Kirby could beat anyone in Dragon Ball. You want to find out why?
I've been saying it for the longest.
If there's demonstrable proof that this little adorable little pink guy could kick the shit out of Goku and Vegeta combined, if you ever want to know why, beat the game and you'll find out in the ending.
Didn't Goku and Vegeta already have a pink guy kick the shit out of him?
Yeah, but they eventually defeated him. They'd never defeat Kirby.
He too had an eating disorder.
Yeah.
It's so funny because one of the strongest characters in Dragon Ball that a lot of people don't even know about is Mr. Popo.
The abridged version maybe.
Yeah.
Mr. Popo's power is turning invisible when a shadow comes over him. I've never seen like
Jameer. You're better than that, Jameer.
For some reason, Mr. Popo vanishes at night.
Like Sean's background, if you put two eyes in the back of it, it looks like Mr. Popo's kid.
Does any one of them have a power that helps that horrible animation during the fight scenes?
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's called the A-Team Studio. They only appear sometimes. It's very mysterious.
Maybe if you paid them more.
I think until JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Take a Drink, comes back, we have to add a new series to this list, and I think that is Dragon Ball. So anytime that we mention Dragon Ball, take a drink of your choice.
No, you can't do that to us. You can't have JoJo's and Dragon Ball.
Well, if we're promoting water, then I think that it would be a very responsible thing for us to do. But if you decide to go liquor because it's quicker, and I have nothing to do with that,
no,
I take no responsibility in that at all.
It has to be sober.
So let's go ahead and talk about our first topic. Because we did bring topics, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't just going to be us the whole show talking about what we've been dotting. Although, that might not be a bad idea. I'm in opposite world today. Because one of my favorite shows in the entire world, and I know everyone's favorite show in the entire world on this panel, the creator is thinking about creating a new series. And, of course, that is Kishimoto from Naruto. And he says this one's going to be even better than that series. So what do you guys think about the prospect of Kishimoto creating a new non-Naruto-based series?
Retire, take your retirement yen check or whatever royalties that you're getting from Naruto. Sit your ass down. Like you've already your magnum opus. Why do you continue writing? It's like what I forgot what the author's name was that made Kenshin. If I had finished Kenshin and seen like all the stuff that happened with Kenshin, and when I finished volume 27, I would have put my pen down, turned my cap forwards because it was backwards when he was writing volume 27. He just had to turn it forwards, say I'm done, get up, and go outside. Don't even go outside, man. Go get yourself like a ramen noodle bowl or something. Just chill, retire. Spend some time with your wife.
What about you, Cash? What do you think about?
Like, to be honest with you, it's feeling now like he's trying to milk it because I guess the wave is huge on it right now. Like the Naruto wave is huge, and like I love the whole scheme, the Boruto, and he's supposed to have his style is actually a lightning style. Everybody keeps saying that he has lightning, I guess jutsu or whatever. Or chakra, and they said that Sasuke's supposed to train him. I'm hearing all of this stuff that Sasuke is going to be the one to train him, and
but hold up. This is a non-Naruto series. This has nothing to do with that world. This is going to be something. They even talked about it being like a series that takes place in space.
So this is not Naruto.
Oh, okay.
No, he's done with that. He wants to do something completely new. He was kind of trapped in that world of Naruto because it was so successful, and now it's like I can finally do something that isn't based on a ninja with yellow hair.
So what? Oh, so okay. So I guess the whole Boruto thing is only for the movie then.
Yeah, that was a short run thing. It wasn't supposed to be long.
Okay, all right, okay, all right. Oh, at first I thought you was on that. I was about to say he need to stop. He was about to keep going with that shit. I'm
I
like,
think I think at this point it's kind of like Oda from One Piece. Like Kishimoto finished Naruto, and he was like, "All right, I'm just gonna do like this one-off thing and see if I can still make more money from it." Oda at some point in his life realized, like, he looked at his artwork and he's like, "Man, this ain't gonna be done in the next 15 years. I might as well keep writing." I think he's gonna retire when he's done with that.
Probably. I mean, he just said we reached the halfway point at Fishman Island, so we're just past the halfway point.
Right.
So another 1,000 episodes, and they might get an ending.
They gotta circle the globe, and then they gotta fill out the 100-year void and poneglyphs and meet back up with Laboon and all that stuff. So there's a lot.
You're right.
Deepest lore. It's too much to end anytime soon. It's got a while to go.
Looking forward.
And it's got to make up for that bullshit at the end of the Doflamingo fight. I'm not still bitter. What?
Yeah, and Jinbei has to join them. He already said he's gonna join them, so we know that they gotta go through another year, probably another time skip.
Plus, the anime's been on for so, like, think about this. What it came out, like, 99? I was 9 years old. I'm 25 now, man. One Piece went through all my childhood, my teenage years, and half through a quarter of my adult life. Like, just stop. It's not going to finish. I'll probably be married and have children, so I can show my kids, hey, look, this is the last episode of One Piece. You know, this came on when I was 9. Daddy, can we watch it? Hell no. You're going to have to go do that in your own room, man. I am not spending.
Well, to be fair, you can binge through One Piece pretty quick if you got time. It's just, it's a chapter a week. Kind of makes it take a little longer.
I went on a record of saying that whenever the whole thing is complete, I'm gonna buy the complete manga in one edition book.
that's gonna be that's gonna cost $1,000.
Right, right. I said what I'm gonna do.
It's not gonna be a book. It's gonna be a library, just a wall behind you. That's all One Piece.
Oh no, I'm gonna find a way to get it in one book because you know how like the old church mothers had a little Bible in a little leather zip-up case. I'm gonna just unzip it and then just One Piece. Be like, let me tell you the greatest story ever told. Like,
Except for this part, this part, and this part. Let's pretend this part, and this part, and this part didn't exist, and it's the greatest story ever told.
Yeah, let's do everything before Water 7.
We had a moment in Barnes & Noble when I took my girlfriend with me to New York where she I confirmed my love because she went off in another part of Barnes & Noble where the manga is, and she dragged, like some stores have that treasure chest with One Piece in it, like those manga volumes, and like they sell it as a collection. So she drags it around the corner and she's like, how much money do you have? We can go half and half on it. And I was like, oh my lord. I only have $25. It was like $150.
Have you ever been to and you said in New York, have you ever been to that Kinokuniya bookstore in New York?
No, I haven't been able to. Oh, actually, that sounds familiar. Nah, I wasn't able to go. I only spent like 6 hours there max both times. We were there doing 2 different things. But I'll be sure to go next time. I gotta write that down.
Yeah. The place they sell like Japanese food, but you cannot have a camera like your phone. You cannot do this. If you do this, security will tackle you.
Oh, the figures.
You gotta take a photo. They'll totally like just jump on you. Like they'll be like, oh, get out of here.
All
right. Well, speaking of getting out of here, let's go to our next topic. And we talked about Naruto, so let's talk about a petition that is being passed around right now about bootlegged Assassination Classroom merch, and it has reached over. Oh God, I'm not gonna do it. It's reached over 10,000 signatures, and so what do you think about this sort of thing happening, of people actually supporting not bootleg materials in this sort of way?
This is so stupid. Why do you do a change.org petition? I just want to tell you how outraged I am at this t-shirt. Oh my God, everybody signed the petition. Outraged at the fucking t-shirt. It's not even official merch. It's bootleg. No one's accountable for this. You stupid bastards. The only thing really that's abhorrent about this, and it's that it's using that stupid ass keep calm meme. What the fuck? People are dumb. Kids are dumb. Oh my God, it's so stupid. It's a stupid bootleg shirt. It's a bootleg shirt.
Well, I get, you know what, I do kind of get the vibe.
Violent, I guess.
Hold on. What are you saying, Cashamill?
Yeah, I guess that would turn a couple of heads. That when they look at it, like, oh snap, that person crazy. You know, if they're walking around with that shirt on. So, to be honest with you, I guess it's what it's saying is like kill your teacher. You know, you already had things happen in the school before, so I guess that is kind of
Making a petition?
I understand the uproar about it.
What were you gonna say, Frank?
I was saying that, it does seem kind of violent, but at the end of the day, when do petitions ever work? Especially online petitions, just saying.
Well, there was the Reddit thing with Ellen Powell. That got her out of there.
Yeah, that worked.
Ooh, one time.
Well, because that one mattered.
For a number.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen often is what I'm saying.
Because most of these petitions don't matter. They're from some outraged PC douche like, you need to get rid of this thing because there's not enough people of color in it. And then you get, it got 10,000 signatures. What are you going to do? People who made the thing they're outraged at? Nothing. Okay. Bye. These things, they're neutered, useless thing. Like, that's why that one get it, because hey, this lady is ruining this very big company and service. Get rid of her. So they got rid of her because those were like 500,000 customers. But this stupid shit's like, just everybody sign this petition to say that you're bothered by unofficial bootleg merchandise that no one has anyone control over. Like, well, look how much I care about things. I'm going to sign it.
Wow.
If we're gonna start signing petitions like this, then I want to sign a petition to get rid of those stupid Kohai in the streets, Senpai in the sheets shirts that I saw at Otakon.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna explain something, and I think that's the reason why. I guess once we bring up the topic of the censorship, probably as far as what they're saying about anime, but what I feel has been like really hitting the culture hard and actually messing up a lot of stuff. And I think that's probably the reason why the whole censorship is happening, is because you have a lot of, how you want to say, rogue clothing companies from I forgot what that clothing line, like anybody can just create a clothing line. I forgot what that website is called. It's
Redbubble?
No, the other one. You know which one.
Cafe Press?
Huh?
Cafe Press?
No, not Cafe Press. The one that a lot of people they use. I forgot. It's called.
Is it Custom Ink?
No. It's not Custom Ink. It's
I think at this point it doesn't matter.
Yeah. What would you call it? That site.
Wait. What is it called? It's I forgot what it. Oh man.
Is it called Keep Moving Clothing Company? Keep It Moving.
No. I know this girl. She uses it. It's Well, they sell stuff off of there. I forgot what it's called though, but
Oh my god.
they sell a lot of like anime printed stuff, like bucket hats with like Pokemon cards on it, and shirts like baseball jerseys with Brawly on it and Super Saiyan stuff. But the thing that's happening is that when they're selling that stuff, the actual company's not getting no profit off of it. So it's kind of like me printing up Bulls jerseys and selling them in the street. And the Bulls, they don't get no money off of it. So I guess that kind of kills the culture a little bit, because they're not making money off their merchandise, because somebody won't go online and buy when they could just go to a store or go online and buy it for $2. You know what I'm saying?
Let me play the devil's advocate for that. We as part of the anime industry. No, the anime industry had that same issue in the early 2000s. With piracy and pirating of the digital downloads, torrents, and everything, and there were petitions, there were outrage, there was a lot of hey, support the industry. The way that slowly started to turn around was the industry adapted and found ways to compete with the people that were creating the torrents, and put a lot of those people out of commission because there's really no reason for them to go to there. To the point where we have Crunchyroll and Funimation and all these places where you can get legally streaming things. They caught up with the technology. The parallel that I'm trying to draw here is, in what ways could these companies combat against them without saying, hey, we're going to, make our audience write petitions, or we're gonna, say making bootlegs is bad, because I think we've had bootlegs as long as we have boot and legs. So I mean, what's the next step of actually making this change?
I
They
mean,
might have to sponsor them, probably.
I was about to say.
Yeah, like the
Sponsor
sponsor.
the good ones.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's their product, so why couldn't they? Sponsor the good ones.
Outsource, have third-party fan creations of your product, and then do
I guess they just get like a little tiny bit of a percentage. I guess it'll be cool, probably. I guess.
I think like a YouTube sponsorship type of thing, but for clothing.
The issue I think is, like, on the one hand, like I do have a personal problem with like that's why I would never buy one, even though I've seen some neat looking stuff people made on Redbubble. I just never buy, because it's not, it's not supporting this thing I like. Like if I buy something with like there's a really cool Redbubble, really cool Airman T-shirt that was Airman's face on a blue T-shirt. But it's like, if I buy that, it's not going to tell Capcom, hey, people like Mega Man, look, they're spending money on it, you should support Mega Man. But on the other hand, and one of the reasons that a lot of the Japanese companies don't come down on stuff like this is that they see it as free advertising. That's why you have an industry of porn parodies. Like, there's all this doujin shit, and why they don't crack down on it, because they see it as advertising. Like, you're going to look at these titties. Who these titties belong to? I'm going to look at that show.
Wait, whoa. Who has ever looked at some doujin and watch a show based off, who's these titties belong to? Who's actually ever done
Otaku. Welcome to Japan, Frank.
There we go.
Who these titties belong to? Oh, these styles right here, Chong-Li. Let me go play some Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's how they say it. That's how they say it.
These are Robin's boobs. I want to watch One Piece.
Why'd you try to play Street Fighter?
I didn't know they had titties like that in that show. I'll have to check it out.
I don't think that person would be checking out the titties.
Nah. He would be watching Yami.
But that's how they see it. So on the other hand, like, let's say I wore a show from Redbubble that was like there's like a JoJo shirt a buddy of mine saw, and was like, oh, this is the coolest thing, and I can't remember what it was, but it was really he was one of the guys we had on the other side once, Chris, had like found a really cool shirt, and it's like, if I wore that, that would then sort of me being an advertisement for JoJo. So that is sort of and like, showing people, this is the thing I like. That's why I'm wearing a Twilight Princess shirt. So it is kind of a, on the one hand, yeah, the people get no money from it. On the other hand, you're making yourself a willing billboard for the product. Yeah, like you're making yourself a willing billboard for the product. So it's like,
I don't know what this is, but throwing it up.
it goes either way. But I do see the issue that these companies don't make any money, so they shouldn't be doing it, and I wouldn't do it because of that. But I wouldn't grudge anybody for doing it, because again, you're still advertising something you like.
Now, do you think it is, like, with technology and all the things, the different innovations that have come out, it is way too easy for people to make things, and this is creating this culture where, hey, I want to create a TV show. Well, I have some rudimentary skills with this particular program. Let me make my own version of Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Z is like, wait.
Well, in a way, that's fantastic, because first of all, if you just say we can make anything, even if technology is at the point where we can make, TV shows and shit, you're still, like, look at webcomics. There's bajillion webcomics out there. But because there's no editorial anything, it's just people putting out their work, and then that's it. It's a shitload of shit. Like, just vast seas of feces, just brown oceans. And that market, in that respect, resolves itself, because look at all that shit out there. Yeah, there's some shit that people are going to still like because it pandered to their niche, like Mega Tokyo or furry porn. So they're not there for the quality, they're there for some other need. But generally, if you got a lot of shit out there, you're going to get weeded out. Like, oh, you're crap, I'm going to go read this good comic. Like, you got Lackadaisy and Unsounded and like these good comics that are getting popular, or that are popular, and they're making their creators money. So if you have talent and creativity and skill and you're good at what you do, you can make it. It's now easier than ever to make it, because you don't have to like, oh, let me pitch my comic to these editors. Oh, this isn't what's in right now. Can you add more werewolves and titties? So you don't have to do that anymore. It's like, I just want to tell my story. I'm going to tell it, and I'm going to go out and advertise it, because now there's methods to advertise. I can get it out to my audience. So in that respect, it's fantastic, and it forces a lot of these companies to step their game up, because they can't just sort of give us shovel us shit as much, because there's still idiots that buy shoveled shit. That's why they just make these fucking yearly sports games that are the same fucking game with different rosters.
Madden 16.
Yeah, so like,
The 2K.
yeah, so they you know, you still pull that off, but generally you can't give people a bunch of processed shit the way you could, because now they can just make their own things. Like, you know, fuck off.
Yeah, but sometimes processed shit does make it, like Homestuck.
I wouldn't call Homestuck processed shit. That guy did do something. I mean, I'm not a fan of Homestuck, but he did do something unique, and he did know the right buttons to push, and that's all him. That's his work.
Is that still a thing? I haven't heard too much about Homestuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think it's on its like last storyline, but it's still going. I can't get into it. I think it's too inaccessible, and it's got things that are just goofy to me. My girlfriend's a huge fan of it, but I can't get into it. But like, even that guy had an innovative idea, and because like the way Homestuck is done, and a lot of the ways that he presents the story is very unique, and like unique to webcomics. He could not do that in any other medium. So if you have like a good product now, you can sell it, and you will find your audience if you know how to market yourself. So that, I mean, look at music now. You have all these artists that just like, well, no, you won't. None of these people will sign me, and I know I got a good thing going, so I'm just gonna put my shit up on social media or YouTube or whatever. I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna make the music, and if they got good music, it sells. So in that respect, this is a fantastic time to be a content creator.
I want to take a quick pause in this discussion because I like where it's going. I want to give a shout out to our live chat, a lot of people who join us every single week. You can definitely check us out, anime3000.com, on Twitter. That's usually where we post up the link for the show, and that's twitter.com/anime3000. So everybody that's in the chat room, they've come up with some interesting names and commentary as we're going along with the show. So thank you guys for being awesome. Now back to the topic at hand. One thing I do find interesting about the use of technology to create original content, and also to create content that is inspired by content things that are out there, is that if you have quality content and content that people want, the audience, you will find that audience. And when you won't be like, you know, 1 million people or whatever, or 100,000 people, but if you hit a certain amount, the companies are looking for that. And that's an interesting part of the equation as well. These record labels, these production houses, they're looking for people who can build up their own audience. And you know this, Cashamill, from being an artist. There's actually a magical number that you hit in certain industries. And if you hit that, and this is from, you know, working with record labels and seeing artists get signed, you hit that number, that shows that you're able to develop a following on your own. Yeah. And then those record labels have less work to do. And that's been part of the blessing and curse of this current industry, because it doesn't leave room for artist development. And it doesn't leave room for companies finding people and then developing a show from scratch. So a lot of these shows that you like, these are people who've done it on their own, probably put it out on their own, like Cody was talking about earlier, and then a larger company will come in and then throw their money behind, sign them on a contract, and then put it out brand new like it never happened, and say, hey, here's something brand new that we have. And there's a lot of examples of that. So I think it's a prime time if you want to be creative and utilize these tools to have fun. I think that's the main key. Frank, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say about, like, as far as content creating. Case in point, companies notice these things too, especially if you're using their own stuff to make your own. Like, how long have we been seeing people make custom Mario stages online and stuff? And yet, then you have companies like Nintendo notice and be like, well, here's a game, make your own Mario stuff. That way you're doing it with ours. See, companies notice these things when people use their own, like we were talking about the red bubble and everything. So, and that's now one of the biggest things that has me jumping off the walls now. Because I'm like, who can do it better than people who made it themselves? Like, okay, we're going to give you customizing stuff, plus here's some extra stuff you couldn't do before. So
that's not always true though. That's not always true though, because let me go real quick and I'll let you get your point in, Cody. That's not always true because sometimes when you're a part of a big company, you are stuck in the way that your company does things, and you don't have a lot of opportunities to be innovative because one, you have more on the line when you put out a wild outside the box idea, because if it isn't successful, that's your job. If somebody out here in their bedroom has the capabilities and skills to be hired by these companies and make these amazing things, they have the flexibility of making something, and if it fails, I'll just move on to the next property.
That's
So
what happened with Flappy Bird.
With what? Flappy Bird?
Yeah, Flappy Bird.
So, Cody, what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, like, well, first of all, the bigger companies, they're the ones that should be taking the risk because they can afford it. So the ones that don't get stuck in their ways, that's on them. That's why Nintendo's kicking ass right now, because they're noticing all this shit, and they're implementing all these things. Because what I was getting at is that this content creation is this thing where now, like, there's a whole new frontier for what's the word I'm looking for? Like demographics. Like, there's a whole new way that now companies can gauge what people want. Instead of guessing based on what sold before, they can see what these people are doing from scratch now and say, hey, like, look what these people obviously want because they're making it or trying to make it. We should make it for them. The Nintendo's a perfect example.
Right.
Look at
Lego's
all these.
a good example too with Lego Dimension.
Exactly. So it's like people want this. They're saying they want this. They're showing us they want this. Give it to them, because that's they're basically saying we want this. Like, we have this money. We'll give it to you if you do this thing here. And like Nintendo is one of the few companies smart enough to say, okay, well then let's do this thing here. Oh, look at all this money. Hey, let's just go Uncle Scrooge it now. Let's swim in this money. Why doesn't everyone have this money?
Do you think Nintendo's a different case though? Because I want to say the culture of Nintendo is definitely different than the culture of any of the console systems, because I think they know their lane and they're very good at what that particular lane is. Where you have something like Microsoft or Sony, they cater to so many different types of gamer that they really can't just make this huge, lateral decision and say, hey, this is the type of thing that we're gonna go ahead and embrace the audience, because their audience. I don't know. Like, what do you think?
Well, because the reason I say that is, like, with Microsoft and Sony, they're let's be weirdly cynical here, soulless businessmen.
They're trend chasers.
Yeah, they're trend chasers, exactly. They're basically just they don't like Nintendo. They're basically staffed by people that love this shit, and it shows. I mean, look at the late Satoru Iwata. When you hear all the shit he did, and just how, like, even as this big rich CEO, he would still just talk to people and talk to the people in his company, talk to the fans. Nintendo's generally run by people who love what they're doing and want to do better. They have this obsession with innovation almost. Like, we can't just keep doing the same thing. Nintendo is the exact opposite of these EA Sports people. Like, no, you can't do the same thing. You are not allowed to release a sequel unless it has an entirely new gimmick or style or something that is radically different from the last game you did. Otherwise, you get no sequel. That's why we still don't have a new F-Zero, and that pisses me off.
I want to bring up a good point that one of our chat, a Curious Scott in the chat made. Nintendo has been around long enough that they know they have to adapt and take advantage of the curve of their audience. And I think that's a great point that he brought up. Because Nintendo, out of all the companies, have been along in gaming the longest.
And not only that, like, Nintendo knows... it's not like they have one audience. They know to reach different age groups, even within one series. A good example is Kirby. Kirby has always been designed with a philosophy. It is, besides the fact that it's cute, it's for basically kids and adults who want to be kids again. Because it always has, like, if you want to play through the game straight, just stage 1 to the last stage and beat the last boss. It's easy. Now go and try to collect all the extra stuff and get that extra final boss or extra content that you get by collecting all the stuff. Now it's hard as shit. Now you're doing brain-bending puzzles. Like, I gotta move the fuse, and oh god, I gotta jerk the flame moving around. And like that's for the older crowd, because the kids can just, look, I'm Kirby, I'm throwing stars at this guy. And the adults are like, I can't solve this fucking puzzle.
I'm a failure.
Yeah. So
as a person and father.
I mean, I've always summed it up and said that their fan base is separated mostly into 3 different categories.
And then like they know how to do the adult stuff too. Like this game was a Wii exclusive. And it is ultra violent as shit. And it's also one of the best games on the Wii.
One of my favorites.
Yes.
What were you
No
saying?
More Heroes.
You have 3. You have different types of gamers.
Yeah, I said it's not all, so I don't want the chat to smash me, but mostly their fan base is separated into 3 different types from what I've seen. I've talked to a lot of Nintendo gamers. That's mainly people I talk to. It's mainly people who are interested in anime, people who are interested in Nintendo games, or it's just the younger crowd because they appeal to any kid, anybody who's even remotely interested in anime, and people who are interested in Nintendo games. This is why Bayonetta, I knew Bayonetta was going to do pretty good because Bayonetta is anime-like. And I've said, even when it first came out, I'm like, Bayonetta should have been on the Wii because it seems like an anime. Nintendo people, go to the Miiverse, you see anime drawings everywhere.
Well,
So that's mainly who their fan base is.
That actually goes in what we were talking about, because Nintendo noticed all the anime fans that were in their fan base and started to cater to them. If you notice, when Fire Emblem started coming over here, and then the games started getting more increasingly anime and increasingly mature. Like you could call Nintendo a kiddie, kids company all you want, but then look at Fire Emblem with all its eugenics and murder and titties. So, like, they notice, hey, we got this. Yeah, eugenics. A lot of people who play Fire Emblem know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
One game everybody called a eugenics simulator. They know, like, hey, we got this going on. Well, obviously these people have money. Let's get their money. And then they get their money. Well, now we have more money. Let's make more stuff. Like, again,
That
Mario
Apple
Maker,
model.
Yeah. Like, hey, people want games on their phones. Let's give them games on their phones and get more money. Like, Nintendo's very good. Like, Sony and Microsoft seem to be like, either what are the trends moving toward? Let's try to catch that trend, or what do I feel like the average Joe Schmo wants to do with a remote control? Where Nintendo's like, okay, what do you want? Okay, here. Now, what do you want next?
Mega Man.
Here.
We can't do that.
But isn't that lazy?
Not at all, because they're literally going right after what you want. But
the thing is, not everyone knows what they want.
People are pretty sure what they want. Again, Mario Maker. People were making all these crazy Mario ROMs. Nintendo's like, well, let's just let them make Mario levels.
Because I know I'm all over the place, because I could be like, today I want to play Paper Mario, but tomorrow I might want to play Duck Hunt. And they're going to spend 3 years making Paper Mario because I wanted it that day.
No, the beautiful thing is they have multiple little teams making multiple games, so they can make you your Paper Mario and your Duck Hunt.
In one day?
Well, Duck Hunt could be made in one day nowadays.
Yeah. I could make Duck Hunt. But like that's the thing. Like they look for specifically what people want, and they give it to them, as opposed to Sony and Microsoft, who just seem to be going on a general model. Like general is the best way to put it. Like non-specific, trying to be everything and trying to elevate themselves beyond gaming too. Whereas Nintendo is just specifically looking at, this is the thing people want, and if we give them that thing, they will give us money in return, and that is why they are currently winning right now.
And it's not even the big things, because I wanted a sequel to Steel Diver of all things. I loved that game for some reason, and they gave me a sequel to it.
Even little things, just like, you want, hey, here's a treat, hey, you remember those, even little things like, hey, you know those fun little mini games everybody liked in Mario 3D World? Here's a whole game based on that.
Do you remember those old Nintendo commercials where the two guys would just come to the house with the Wii mode?
Yeah.
Say,
Yes.
we would like to play.
No.
They should just like come to everybody's house with a giant list and be like, what would you like to play? Because then you can just give them the game that you want. And they was like, okay, well, Cody wants to have an F-Zero, a new F-Zero. Okay, I guess he didn't like the GameCube or the Game Boy Advance.
No, I love those, but we haven't gotten one in years.
I mean,
It's been almost a decade.
they give us,
Yeah.
they give us
Oh my gosh, 2005.
I want to
Yeah.
hear Mute City Remastered as much as everybody else, but I guess they're like, well, people actually buy another F-Zero. That's
Have you seen the people, all the masses of people bitching? That's why I'm sure we're going to get one soon, because you're getting like this very vocal amount of people bitching that there's no new F-Zero. Nintendo's have been bugged so much, Miyamoto had to answer for why they haven't made one. And now they've released this like F-Zero content in that Mario Kart DLC, and then like a faster speed. And I think that's all testing the waters of should we make another F-Zero? Because the problem is they can't think of any new, for lack of a better term, gimmick to add into a new F-Zero. So like, well, we can't just make F-Zero GX2. Even though, yes, you can.
Yeah, what the?
Look, if they want a gimmick, make Captain Falcon's Adventure for story mode, where he runs around and Falcon punch people.
They did that in
Yeah,
GX.
versus mode. No, he actually runs around and Falcon punches people, and he has little cutscenes and crap.
He didn't Falcon punch people, but he beat God in a race. I think that.
But you can control it. I mean, have it where you actually play through the cutscene type of stuff, and you run around outside the car, and then versus mode, there's F-Zero. There we go.
And ladies and gentlemen, that does it for the A3K Gaming Podcast, where we talk about Nintendo for way too long. And which takes us into our takeaway section.
Jesus.
And we're going to let our guest, our first timer, go first. Cashamill Anime Boy, tell us what you have going on. This is your chance to plug the hell out of this and fill all the holes that we have in the show thus far.
Oh, you mean like things that I'm watching or things that
No, things that you are trying to pimp and sell to get people to buy to get money in your pocket so you can feel your anime habit.
This is plugs time.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean like plugs? I got the plugin.
My album.
Okay. All right. All right. Oh God, I thought it was a question. Okay. Well, Well, you can check out CashmillAnimeBoy.com. You can check out. You go on Spotify or Xbox Music. iTunes. And type in Oni or type in Cashamill. You can find a new album because the new album's out. And I got a show at Grand Central. September 19th, and I got some other stuff going, but I wasn't going to ask you actually a question about the Project Morpheus, but I know that's off of the game stuff that we already were talking about.
We'll do this. I'll bring you back to in a future episode because I'm doing 5 more of these, so I'll get you on a future one of those, and then we'll dedicate a whole segment to Project Morpheus. You have my promise, Cashamill Anime Boy.
All right.
And definitely check out his album, Oni. We did an interview with him not too long ago. We'll put that in the show notes so you can check out. We'll have direct links to buy his album because it is pretty dope. And next we have Frank. Yeah, there you go. Frank E. Max. Tell us what you are trying to pimp.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to pimp right now is my new set of videos on YouTube. Like I said, I'll be doing Pokemon Origins. I've already started off with, Pokemon Name Origins, because I talk about where the name and the design for certain Pokemon come from. I started off with Frostlass because it was interesting. A lot of people didn't know about that one. It's one of my favorites. Second one I'll be doing is Umbreon. It's a pretty interesting story behind how this name came about in this design. So I say, just check out my YouTube channel. That's AW Brawler. It's YouTube/AW Brawler. You see all my videos. Also, you see my Splatoon battles and my anime commentary, because when I finish AKB 0048, I am going to, for the first time ever, and you will see my live reactions, watch JoJo. And I will try...
You're welcome in advance.
And I will try not to laugh it. I think the art design is kind of weird, but I gotta get used to it. I'll try not to laugh, but I think it's gonna be pretty good.
Must be the work of an enemy stand.
And speaking of the work of an enemy stand, Jameer Durham, his voice gives him super strength. What do you want to pimp?
All right, so Mike gave me the word a couple days ago. His people have, I guess, hired whatever FBI agents. That's how long it seems to have taken for them to hire whoever they're going to hire. So he is going to let his heat die down for a couple of weeks, and he will get back to me in the middle of September when we can podcast again. So I hope to be reviewing the 4 shows that I finished since then soon. So, on the way back, people.
2GAM is coming back.
His comedy hope is coming back.
Hold on to your nutsack.
That's pretty much it.
All right, cool. And just also let you know, since we have Jameer here, if you haven't checked out A3K Radio, make sure you check it out. We just launched the K-pop block. And how's the K-pop block been going?
K-pop block's doing real well. You know, funny thing, everybody, we're an anime-centered group. Yet when I put K-pop on, we get like plus 10 new listeners. Looking at the stats right now, we got 8 people listening to us in Russia. So I don't know what the Russians love K-pop so much, but
that's they're right by it.
Come from. Yeah,
they like the synchronized dancing.
It's so funny. 5 people in Japan and like 8 people in Russia.
Well, considering how gray and lifeless that country looks, I guess it makes sense that they would like soulless music.
Like Korea.
Is it K-pop only, or is it J-pop as well?
No, it's K-pop, J-pop, J-rock, and there's blocks. Like, I try not to oversaturate it, oversaturate the radio with too much stuff, because you don't want to hear like 5 straight hours of K-pop. Nobody wants to hear 5 straight hours.
And
I might have to check that out.
And a curious Scott doesn't want to hear any K-pop because he refuses to listen to the K-pop.
Well, then he cannot tune in the hours of 3, 6, and 9 Eastern Standard Time, and he won't hear anything.
He can listen to the other awesome blocks.
Although I can attest, and you know I'm a music snob, so it's hard for me to say this. Aside from the K-pop block, the A3K radio station actually does play some pretty good stuff. I was
talking about. I knew that King of Fighters music would get you. All 20 of it.
I'm hoping I can tune in and hear some of my favorites like Juice.
I actually would like to at some point contribute to that radio station too.
You know what? You can contribute to the radio station, but you can also contribute to
the podcast,
the closing, and telling us.
Yes. I got where you were going, Sean. Yeah. I'll take it from here. Well, everybody, obviously the takeaway is going to be: buy my book. Buy my book. Buy my book. Look at this wonderful artwork here. They're adorable, ain't they adorable? That's right. And look at this. It's action packed. You get adorable 90s cartoon inspired characters, Disney-esque fun with action and intrigue and colorful characters, all very, very varied in their personalities. It's just a great read, people. I know because I wrote it. I wrote it to be a great read. I was like, I'm just gonna write a webcomic because I want to draw. No. This shit right here, I cared, people. I put care and love and effort into this so that you would have a good time reading it. And now you can read it. You can buy it. It's just $19.99. It's technically available now, but we'll be announcing it tomorrow on the website at cloudscratcher.com. That's Cloud Scratcher.
Cloud Scratcher.
Otherwise, aside from the fantastic, wonderful, A+, Oscar-nominated, or at least it should be, webcomic at cloudscratcher.com. You can also find me on the other side here at Anime 3000 if you're not familiar with the other side, because I haven't been on the show for a while. I'm basically the shock jock around these parts. We're like Opie and Anthony for anime nerds. So if you want to check us out and you're not easily offended by... Oh, trust me, we go there. Do they do that? We do. Go ahead and check us out. We just had a new episode where we put 2 guys in a mic on blast. Jameer.
What else is new?
So check us out. We're, if I may say, fucking hilarious. If I may say so, we're the best podcast on A3K.
Ooh, them's fighting.
Fired.
You know what?
Fire.
You know what? You have two options as a human being when you hear something like that. You can say, damn you, Cody, for you thinking that, for you having the balls, the temerity to think that you're better than me. Or you could say, you know what? Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted, Cody. This is turned to a
Challenge
wrestling
accepted.
promo.
Let's
You
do
know
it.
what?
What's going on? Oh,
Obviously, you are an inferior podcast, Jameer Durham. And next week, when our new episode comes out, we're just gonna even drive it harder into the ground. We're gonna make your mother listen to our show and say it's better than my baby boy's work.
You know what? You know what, Cody? You know what? Mike and I are coming back with vengeance, man. We're gonna get 4 podcasts ready. We're gonna bombard you month after month with comedy, or you're going down.
And you know what? I'm going to take a page from my favorite wrestler of all time. I'm going to be Raven and get really... I'm just kidding. I'm done. I took it too far. Too far.
Everybody should shout out the Instagrams and Twitter so I can follow people.
So, yeah, my Instagram is John Cena. No, is Anime 3000. Everybody tell you so everyone can follow everyone. Jameer, what's your where people can find you? Your hashtags and your.
my Instagram is Lord. My Instagram.
Lord, okay.
Yeah.
Let me look for Lord.
Jam Master J, I think. It's been a long time. Twitter is the second Joker, and yeah, Facebook is my name.
And Frank.
I am AW Brawler on any piece of social media you could find, because I was lucky enough to keep my name. No numbers.
Cody.
You can find me on Twitter at Lord Schmecky. That's LordSchmeckie. Not SCH. SHM. Blah, 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 blah. Lord Schmecky. I'm not on Instagram because I don't care about it. And may I just take this time to say, much love and much luck to our friend David Majors. Going through some shit right now, which is why he's not here.
Worst week ever. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not a religious man, so I don't know what the agnostic replacement for "I'll pray for you" is, but I'm hoping for you.
That's pretty much it.
We got you in our hearts, David. We got you in our hearts, and I'm hoping for a speedy
Recovery, right?
Let's call it a recovery. He's not sick, but recovery from the shit that's happened to him. We love you, David.
People suck.
Yeah, people do suck.
And of course, where can we find you, Cashamill?
I'm on IG. I'm getting very sick of it, but I'm on IG at Cashamill Anime Boy. I'm on Twitter at Cashamill, and now I'm on Amino, and y'all need to get that app. I'm there as Cashamill, so you can check that out too. So.
And you can also check out Anime 3000 at anime3000.com. Like I said earlier at the show, we're going to try something out for the next 5 episodes. This episode and 5 more episodes I'm going to be hosting. We're going to try to, try some new things and make sure you guys have a great time as you're listening and watching the Anime 3000 podcast. And if you have any suggestions or any thoughts, email us, contact@anime3000.com. We definitely want to hear from you. We might even read your responses or your questions or whatever on the air. You can also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/anime3000, and we post all the information when the shows are coming up on there, as well as Facebook and everywhere else at Anime3000. So from everyone in this room and everyone watching and listening, we want to thank you so much, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
Bye.
And to my fans, I apologize for not having a lengthy debate with Cody.
Love you, David.